Okay, let's go.
Before 2,000 red wigglers could move in, their rooms needed a little construction. I started with two 27-gallon totes and marked a staggered pattern of ventilation holes around the upper sidewalls. I then drilled each mark using an 1/8-inch bit. I left both the bottoms and lids intact so I could manage moisture inside the bins instead of creating runoff. Next, I labeled them Bin A and Bin B. I want to treat these as two separate systems so I can record what happens in each one and compare them over time. After cleaning, we're ready for bedding. The main bedding is shredded paper and cardboard, mostly material that I had already or packaging I could reuse. I added a loose layer several inches deep without packing it down. Then I added the aged organic material from my yard, dried and decomposed leaves and flowers, along with small particles of sifted decomposed wood chips. The final mix was roughly 60% paper and cardboard and 40% aged organic material. I started with a spray bottle because I thought it would let me add the water slowly and evenly. In theory, that made perfect sense. In practice, after refilling it a couple of times, my hand had other opinions. So I changed the plan. Instead of squeezing the trigger a few hundred more times, I poured the water in smaller stages and mixed thoroughly between each one. Same goal, evenly damp bedding, just a much more practical way to get there. I ended up using about 96 ounces of water in this batch, but that number isn't a recipe. Different materials begin with different amounts of moisture, so the bedding itself tells you when to stop. A firmly squeezed handful should feel damp and hold together without releasing a stream of water. Mine felt evenly damp without dripping, so I stopped before turning the Worm Theory Hotel into a swamp. I let the finished bedding rest for a few hours so the moisture could spread through the material and I could make sure nothing was heating up. With the rooms ready, it was time to drive to Madison and pick up the guests.
Okay, let's go.